All right. I restarted the servers, the router. See if this works any better. Let me know if this looks any better, you guys, or if it's done for today. All right, let me know if you guys can hear me, if it sounds okay. Is it better? Yeah, is the buffering any better now? Or is it, is there less buffering now, or is it still bad? I just turned everything back on. So far, better. Sounds better. Good. I turned everything off. I turned off the router. I turned off the Wi-Fi. So, and it's a straight cable into the computer. So, not sure what the problem is. All right. Thank you, Ivan. So let's see what happens. Hopefully, it's back. Hopefully, a bunch of people come back because I'd like to get Marcy on here and talk to you guys and answer some of your questions. Let's see what happens. We're slowly getting more people. Yeah, you guys get me twice in one night now. Marshall, Dave was tying my knot. I have to talk to him about it. His wife is on my Facebook page. Dave isn't. His wife is. How many crabs did I keep? I kept my limit at 10, and I ate one of them in the parking lot. One of them didn't make it to the hotel, and another one I ate at the hotel that night. But yeah, I had 10. I had one on Sunday. It was really good. I think I'm going to make that an annual trip. I think that's going to be my new way to end the season, is to end up on in Emeryville on first part of December to go fish. See. Old fishing city. I used to give away reels when we first started this, and then the guys were complaining that they didn't want reels; they wanted hooks and sinkers and jigs and all that. So now we do the products. Oh, Joe. So what happens when you get off the boat there? They have a station set up in the parking lot, and they cook all your crabs for you for $20, and then for another $10, they'll clean them all for you. So those crabs were, alive 20 minutes before I ate them, and they were really really good. So yeah, they just give them to you right there, all cooked. So they're good. And then and Jeff taught me this. I didn't know about it, but Jeff explained that I saw them take the crabs out of the hot boiling water and put them into a cold bath. And Jeff explained that so that way they stop cooking. So that was pretty good. What's the difference between a Dungeness crab and a rock crab? Yeah, I've caught lots of rock crabs locally. Um, Dungeness crab tastes a lot better. There's a lot more meat, and they're a lot bigger. And yeah, they're really good. Price wise, if you went to like Redondo, you probably get a rock crab for like $10, and Dungeness crab over there is like $50. You know, when I went there last time, it was like $48 for one crab. It was ridiculous, which I didn't buy one. All right, so we're gonna get Marcy on here, and hopefully you guys are ready to talk to her and see if we can get this going. So I will ask her the questions. You guys put whatever questions you want to put there, and I'll be glad to talk to her for you. Joe, that's a good question you can ask Marcy, but the way I understand it, it's just your regular fishing license. The only thing, like crabs and lobsters, for lobsters, you need a lobster card, but for crab, you don't. Okay, let's call her.
Hello there.
Hey, Marcy, Dan Hernandez here.
Hi, Dan.
Hello. So we don't have as many people as normal. We had a lot of trouble with the internet, so I had to restart it. So we only have about 26 people right now, 28 people, but we can go ahead and get started. I don't know. Are you familiar with the regulations for crab and lobster?
I'll do my best. Roughly, yes.
And as far as I know, it's just a regular fishing license, correct?
Yes, at this time. Some new regulations are under consideration. I think, and were just approved by the Fish and Game Commission. But there will be a fair amount of time will pass before they take effect. So stay tuned. There'll be more information coming on what is involved with registering recreational crab traps.
So they're talking about possibly doing like a lobster card for crab?
I don't believe they're thinking about a card, but I understand that there is definitely an interest in finding out how much recreational crab fishing effort is going on. And so I think the idea is that this registration that is, as I understand it, will be needed for any angler pursuing or taking Dungeness crab, that I believe it will be working somewhat along the lines of a stamp that you purchase, and that entitles you to fish for crab for the year. And the information that is attached to your Go ID number would be used as a survey. I believe the thought is an online survey to take a subsample of anglers and get information on their catch and their effort.
Okay. And then everybody keeps asking the same question I've heard for a long time. Why they don't why the state of California doesn't do what Mexico does and make your fishing license good for 12 full months. Is there any talk about changing that?
Well, I believe there have been bills that have been under consideration in the legislature over the past several legislatures, as I recall. Those bills have had a fair amount of interest and support, and I want to say that this last legislative cycle had a lot of things kind of not continue forward due to the pandemic and emphasis on other priorities in the legislative cycle last go round. But I do recall, previous iterations of bills that included language on a 12-month fishing license. In terms of why the department might be I not as interested in doing that. I would say that it does boil down to administration costs and ease of issuance and tracking. I think with the current license cycle on a 12-month cycle, everybody's on the same cycle, and the sales occur as they have been for many decades.
Yeah, but I mean, you would just think that if Mexico and other countries can figure out how to do this, this being the home of Apple and Microsoft and Google, our state should be able to figure out how to track a fishing license for 12 months.
Sure. I think, the technology is there. I don't think that is really the hurdle. I think it will mean fewer license sales or, a change in maybe the interest in sales and license types. And, one thing that's kind of held tried and true over the years is the California resident annual license. And, our sales in 2020 actually ticked up somewhat on the recreational sales side for some of the report cards as well, and the base license. I think I looked at it last week or so, and I think we were up to just about 1.2 million, which is not as close to our previous highest highs, some that we saw over the last decade, but we hadn't seen levels that high in the 2010s. So that's kind of exciting. Anyway, but back to the concept of a license that's not issued on an annual cycle. Yeah, I'm certain the technology is there, and it would just mean some changes to how we administer our license sales programs. But it also will, likely lead to an overall reduction in the number of licenses sold. So, for those reasons and the costs associated, and the potential that we would need to, raise license fees higher, I think are reasons why we'd be, reluctant to see a change.
Do you think, like people that go fishing should reach out to their representatives and tell them that they'd like to see a fishing license for 12 months? Because I can't believe that somebody it's gonna, a lot of people don't get licenses in October, November, and December because they don't want to pay for a whole year for only a couple of months. But I don't know. I just kind of think you would get more licenses sold if it was good for 12 months. But I don't know.
And that may be. I think that some of the analytical work that's been done, looking at other states, does suggest that overall there's a decline, but that's, difficult to say that would hold true. I appreciate the sentiment, though, that folks, when you're getting into the fall months, the cost of buying an annual license that is going to expire in a few months, kind of puts you in a difficult spot to make a decision as to whether buying a one-day license is a better route or buying the annual license. I certainly can appreciate
all that. But yeah, they just do the 1 week or the 1 day. One of the young guys here has a question, and then would he be over limit, having a limit of trout?
If he has his daily limit of trout in possession,
Our life, we're never behind any of the restrictions of people going fishing. How you guys, we're happy to see all the new, how it wasn't the state that was stopping people from going fishing during COVID.
Sure. When the first of the stay-at-home orders took effect, I think mid-March, many local jurisdictions, often local port districts, harbor districts, etc., local health departments decided that additional measures were necessary in their local jurisdictions to prevent crowding and to keep people safe. And so in places where congregations of people were known to occur, one area that was of the people were known to occur, actions were taken to prevent those congregations. One area that was a focal point there in the launch ramp locations in various harbors up and down the state. I work closely with the salmon fishery and salmon fishery management, and the traditional April salmon opener, which usually occurs the first Saturday, traditional April salmon opener, which usually occurs in Point. That's fairly traditional salmon. It's recommended the delay in the opener. We'd like this opener not to occur until sort of an interesting twist on the events. But as far as that was, I'd say access or some of the local jurisdictions have
Marcy, I'm gonna have to call you back next week. The buffering's so bad that nobody can watch this right now.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. No, it happened. That's why I can't hear you. So I'll email you tomorrow, and we'll pick another day to do this. I'm sorry.
That's okay. All right. Well, thanks to everyone, and I look forward to talking to them another night.
All right. Merry Christmas.
Everyone have.
I guess you're saying that you guys still can't see anything. I do pay my internet bills. So is the buffering still bad? You guys can't see anything? I guess that's a yes, that the buffering's bad. Yeah, it's all right. Sorry this isn't working. Sorry this isn't working. So So Tyler, I don't know if you can hear me or whatever, but I saw you, Mr. Anson, but on the pier, and you caught sand bass or calico bass, and you cut them up. Um, you can't use them for bait for lobster fishing. So we'll do that. Guys, yeah, this whole thing's a mess tonight. So all of you that bought tickets, you're all in the hat. So I agree with Jeff. We're just going to go ahead and do the drawing on Tuesday. So this thing's a mess tonight. So all of you that bought tickets, you're all in the hat. So I agree with Jeff. We're just going to go ahead and do the drawing on Tuesday. So let's just do it. Guys, all a Merry Christmas. I want to thank you guys. Happy New Year's. And we'll talk before New Year's. But all of you that aren't celebrating Christmas, happy holidays to you. I was hoping for a better. I saw this in my head happening a lot better a few days before Christmas and the way this turned out. So I'm sorry about that. Good Christmas. We'll do the raffles. We'll do all the prizes on Tuesday.